Hey, Grim, you know the difference between beer nuts and deer nuts?
No, what's that?
Beer nuts are about 49 cents, but deer nuts are just under $1. Welcome back to Worth the Dram. I'm Red.
And I'm Grim. This is your home for whiskey reviews, staggered opinions, and bucked up humor.
You know, I've tried for several years now, put in for hunting. Arizona, you got to go in and it's like a lottery system.
Most states.
Yeah, you get chosen for. I finally get chosen, and then I skunked.
I mean, yeah, at least you got to go out there.
That's true.
Legally.
Legally, yes. It's very.
Not saying that you've been out poaching.
No, I have not.
Okay. Probably shouldn't have said that at all. Anyway, so we went against my minimal effort policy.
We did.
And we stood in line for a few hours to pick up a bottle of Stagg Jr.
Yes. Shout out to all these Southern Arizona whiskey hunters we met there. It was great to see you guys in person.
A couple from AWC as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah.
One in particular, before we move on, Justin.
Thanks for the donuts, man.
Yeah, it was nice to meet you in person, and thank you very much for the donuts.
Yeah.
I got that Boston cream. I love Boston creams.
I had the jelly donut.
Yeah.
Oh, it was good. I lost my entire train of thought thinking about donuts. So, Stagg Jr is a Buffalo Trace product.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually their mash bill #1.
If I recall correctly, it's the only mash bill that we have out of all of the Buffalo Trace bottles that we have.
Weller's the weeded mash bill.
Okay, yep.
But we also, so on the backlog for you guys who are interested in that, we have E.H. Taylor, Buffalo Trace, Benchmark, and Eagle Rare.
Hmm.
And those all share the same Buffalo Trace mash bill #1 with Stagg Jr. But we were very excited about the Stagg, and we met a lot of you folks out there, so we wanted to get this one on the bar.
Yeah.
So typically this is aged between 8 and 9 years. It's released twice a year at different proofs every time. And the whiskey community?
Kamukiki?
Wow, I'm having a tough time speaking English tonight. The whiskey community has...
Kamukiki. Wasn't that like a Beach Boys song?
It could have been.
I don't know. That was dumb.
I feel like I got Beach Boys hair right now, you know. I don't know what the Beach Boys look like, so comment down below.
Yeah, they were much better, like more put together.
I mean, they're much better looking for sure. So Stagg releases twice a year at different proofs each time, and the whiskey community unofficially gives them names batches. So batch 1, 2. This is batch 15, and it's our highest proof yet.
Yeah.
131.1.
Yep. Do you remember Uncle Nearest? We were like, 100 proof. It's our highest proof yet. If we only knew.
We are way past that now.
So we did mention that the last Buffalo Trace product that we tried here on the show was our Weller Special Reserve.
Yes.
Which I forgot. I mean, I know it's a weeded bourbon, but you ever just forget?
All the time.
I forgot.
You ever forget? It happens to me.
Yep.
Oh, we just said the same thing. Damn it. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, if we're both going to quote Ron White.
They threw me into public.
I want to be drunk in a bar. Anyway.
Focus.
So, during our Weller episode, we spent a lot of time focusing on William LaRue Weller.
Yeah.
Weather.
See, you're having trouble
Yeah,
too.
I am having trouble just talking in general today. So today we're going to focus a little bit more on Buffalo Trace Distillery.
Yeah.
Like, where it got its roots. I've had not a drop of alcohol. We didn't have a fluffer tonight because we're getting into the high proof stuff.
Yeah.
You had some whiskey in your barbecue.
I did. So I smoked a couple pork shoulders, and every hour I sprayed it down with a little bit of apple juice, apple cider vinegar, and a hefty amount of bourbon. just to keep the bark moisturized.
Well, I mean, it's always nice to have a bourbon butt. I would reach for that one. I apologize.
Do you want to reach for this one? Buffalo Trace, currently located, always located in Frankfort, Kentucky, and claims to be the oldest continually operating distillery in the United States.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So the first distillate was produced in 1775.
Yeah.
By
Hancock Lee.
Hancock Lee and his brother William.
Yeah. Who died shortly after.
That must have been some strong stuff. What was the other one? Lefroy.
Lefroy.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, he died falling into the vat of the distillate.
Yep.
Fun fact.
Fun fact.
Guinness actually lists Maker's Mark as the world's oldest operating bourbon distillery.
Interesting.
And... Oh, wait, no, fuck it. Can I have a...
So it's important to note that Jack Daniel's actually is the oldest registered distillery.
Oh, cool.
In
the U.S.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, like, as a caveat to
Oh, like the oldest.
Guinness recognizing Maker's Mark. Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Like, our thoughts are just
We're all over the
super
place.
jumbled this episode.
It's because we're very excited to get to this.
Yeah.
I guess what it is.
Yeah, I'd
so,
say.
quick Buffalo Trace history. This is going to be the Cliff Notes version. Harrison Blanton built the first true distillery in 1812 on the site where Hancock Lee was distilling whiskey. 1870, it was purchased by Edmund H. Taylor Jr., E.H. Taylor.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And then renamed to Old Fire Copper Distillery, OFC.
OFC.
I didn't know what that stood for before today.
No?
No.
Like,
I was like, oh, it's OFC.
Yeah, like, it it happened to me. Like, I think, like, 2 weeks ago, I finally learned what AFI stands for. And I like the band. Like, I've listened to them.
Is it a fire inside?
I think so.
Okay.
So I've heard.
Whew. 1878, it was sold to George T. Stagg. The eponymous bottle here,
Yep. So,
for which it was named after.
fun fact for you. Well, for me, that I'm
I
giving
want
to
you to say, good job for using the word eponymous.
I'm very proud of you.
Hip-hop eponymous. I'm proud of myself.
Fucking mess. So, fun fact.
Number 2.
Yeah, fun fact number 2. The distillery was one of the few distilleries in the United States that was allowed to stay open throughout Prohibition to produce whiskey or, well, liquors for medicinal purposes.
Yeah. I feel as though whiskey is very medicinal. It usually makes me feel better.
Yeah.
It was very similar to Lefroy, because Lefroy was able to be imported in the U.S. for medicinal purposes. And that one actually tastes like a hospital, so I can see how that would come from.
Yep. I mean, where other distilleries probably needed, like, a justification, and, like, they had to sit down with officials and say, like, no, really. This is really for medicinal purposes. They uncork one bottle of Lefroy, and they're like, oh, nope, yeah, you're good.
Yeah, no.
Just bring it straight down to General Hospital. So, why don't you get to pouring?
Sweet.
I'm going to...
I'm throwing stuff around the bar.
I'm going to cliff note some 20th century history for Buffalo Trace. I don't have to do the whole thing.
Do you have to go through the whole thing?
So, 1904, it was renamed
I have no idea what just happened.
20th Century Fox.
No, I know. I know. I just...
So, in 1904, it was renamed to the George T. Stagg Distillery.
Give the Bourbon Infinity a snifferizer.
This is my favorite. And it's getting there, too.
It is. We're so close.
So... Okay.
That one moisted me.
Did you see the steam rising?
Yeah. Look, there's still some in the bottle.
Nice. 1904, the distillery was renamed to George T. Stagg by the company president, Albert Blanton.
A lot of these names sound very familiar, Grim.
Right? I think that's just one big happy family.
It is.
1949.
One big happy whiskey family.
1949, the distillery picked up Elmer T. Lee as master distiller. 1992 was bought out by Sazerac, and then in 1999 finally named Buffalo Trace.
I'm trying not to go too deep.
I was trying not to go too fast through the bullet points, but I was really worried that you were going to interrupt me again with just more stuff.
Nonsense facts. We have another episode to film tonight after this. So...
Yeah. Actually, yeah. So we did mention that we were trying to get our hands on a bottle of Brough Brothers for Black History Month.
Yes.
And
it came in.
Yeah, we lucked out.
Very exciting.
Big thank you. We'll thank you again in the next episode, but big thank you to friend of the show, Heather, for allowing us to send it to her and then get it out to us.
Yeah, definitely appreciate it, because there was no other way to get it here.
Yep. Well, I mean, I found like a lot of like
I can smell this.
I can too. Brand new releases like this, they kind of small releases like in a few select states. I think it's for tax purposes.
No, it could be.
Newer distilleries, they may not have
Yeah.
the previous distillate years revenue to pay like widespread taxes.
You know what? You always got to pay off the dolphins. Tax porpoises. Quaff is a very good word.
Quaff wasn't on camera. Why did you start? I said I think just between takes that I need to quaff my mustache.
I'm just sitting here thinking about the word quaff. Man, that...
Yeah.
I've said it before. I try not to be a proof snob. Like,
It's hard not to when we're
yeah,
appreciating the higher proofs more
yeah.
and more.
So yeah, no, yeah, 100%.
However, most of the higher proof bottles that we've tried,
Dark
dark.
fruit.
So most of the higher proof bottles that we've tried so far don't really have that high proof punch on the nose. I think
Yeah.
this one does a little bit.
This one does a little bit for
Yeah.
sure. I don't think I mentioned it, but this is, it's 131 proof, so it's cask strength, but it's also unfiltered. So that contributes a little bit to that darker color
Yeah.
coming out of there. But yeah, no, you definitely get some of that astringency on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of
I'm getting salt.
salt.
Salt and caramel, and
I get caramel. Oh, yeah, no, I say caramel.
I caught him saying caramel in line while we were waiting for this.
Yeah,
I don't know what he was referring to, but
I can't remember what I was referring to either. But
Yeah.
I said caramel, and you said, "Did you just say caramel?" And I went, "That's a terrible story. I'm not going to continue it."
Yeah, I mean, so nose I don't feel is really that complex.
Um,
I get that salted caramel, and oak
Yeah.
is riding right.
There's a lot of oak,
Yeah.
caramel. I get a hint of vanilla in there. Kind of on the back end. So under the salted caramel,
Yeah.
there's a vanilla. Under the oak even, there's like a vanilla that kind of rides the back of that.
Yeah.
The back of the nose a little
So it's gentle enough that I'm not immediately picking up on it.
bit. Yeah. Vanilla for me, that's the one if I can pick up a hint, like my brain goes, oh, there's vanilla in that.
Yeah.
That's just how my nose is wired. But yeah, no, it's not terribly complex on the nose, but it's strong. You know what I mean? Like the
Yeah.
the scents that are there they're there.
I'm ready if you are.
I'm ready.
Wow.
You can't tell on camera. I got goosebumps.
He does.
They're
I
still
see
going.
that. So I'm getting a lot of cherries on the side of my
Yes.
mouth,
Oh, I love that.
like a cherry cobbler. Why are you getting goosebumps,
I don't
by the way?
know.
That's
Yeah.
a little strange.
That cherry really comes in on the back of the palate.
Yeah.
And I'm still breathing it out now.
Yeah, this is a nice long finish for a bourbon.
Oak, vanilla, kind of almost cooling as I'm breathing out. It's like cooling the rest of my mouth as I'm breathing out, if that makes sense. Like that sensation. It's not that it's actually cooling my mouth, but it's a sensation of, I don't know how else to put it.
Like a mint in the finish. I'd say
Yeah.
so.
Way at the end as it rides out.
I shouldn't not mint, but like more like that mentholated,
Yeah.
like that mentholated coolness without
Yeah.
the minty flavor.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
But
Honestly, I feel like that's just the higher proof. I feel like.
oh
you're-
yeah, more than likely that's
Yeah.
what it is. But so I get a little bit of if you've ever had Eagle Rare, I get kind of that oak tannin flavor in the mid palate.
Mhm.
And then it kind of goes. It's like somebody smashed a cherry on an oak plank.
I'm getting.
then
There's a
I'm
thickness to
drinking
it too. There's like a
It's a good mouthfeel. It's just a
yeah, and it's like it's just like real thick caramel or like molasses. Just that dark.
like I was gonna say dark
burnt
caramel.
sweetness,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Oh man, I got goosebumps again.
I'm not. I don't
But yeah,
know,
it's like-
goosebumps.
It first hits the palate, and it's like dark caramel.
Yeah.
And then it's like that oak tannin, and then somebody throws a cherry on there. And then as I'm breathing out, it's oak and vanilla and that, I'll say menthol coolness, but minty coolness coming out.
Man, it's a cherry bomb.
Now cherry again.
So, this is my first Stagg. This is my
I like that song.
This is my first Stagg Jr.
Yeah, it's mine too. I don't think we said that in the beginning. This is our first Stagg.
Yeah. So I've heard a lot of good things about batch 12.
Yeah.
And then less good things about 13 and even more less good things about 14.
Yeah.
So I'm actually curious to see, like, if of all the people that have tried the previous batches, what else you guys think about this one? Because at least for an introductory pour like these, for me, I like it.
Yeah.
I've got nothing else in the Stagg line to compare it to.
I'm starting to get like a
Not yet.
nice heat right
Yeah.
here.
Not yet for me, but yeah, I'm curious to see how this stacks up
Yeah.
with veteran Stagg drinkers.
Yeah. I wonder, so shout out to Bourbon Intel. If you have not followed Bourbon Intel on Instagram. We were hanging out with him in line. But he was talking about the differences between the different Stagg batches. Maybe if we can, I don't know, if we can get a couple of samples. Maybe we can have Bourbon Intel on.
He did offer. I think he still has some. Actually, I think he's got bottles of all three of those, 12, 13, and
I
14.
think so too.
And he offered.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. So I do want to, I do want to touch on, this is a hot, I mean, it's hot. I can taste that proof.
Yeah, it's
not-
spicy.
It's something that,
Sorry.
hi puppy.
We don't have a name for her yet, but I think we're gravitating towards Millie. My oldest daughter seems to like the name Millie.
Yeah, and she apparently likes the smell of bourbon, so.
She likes us. She's a chow hound.
She's a
She
booze
likes
hound.
the smell of everything.
I gave her, oh yeah, I was saying the heat. So you can taste the proof. I don't want it to make it seem like it's not not easy drinking, but
It's not the easy sipper that we've found with the other, like the Old Elk being a weeded. I mean, that was just super
Yeah.
smooth. The Boston batch from the Bookers also didn't quite hit like 126.5 proof.
126, yeah. So this one does hit. It's delicious, but it does hit you with that proof.
Yeah, yep, yeah. That is just. It's got that I used to describe a lot of things that I can't quite describe.
It's like all the. Was that a weird cut?
Yeah, it wasn't that weird.
No, they were probably expecting it.
I'd hazard a guess that they're probably used to it by now. Anyway, so typical YouTube time travel.
10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes. We already know. All right, so major prediction here. Nosferatu? No.
No, Rasputin.
Not Rasputin.
No. Nostradamus.
No, Nostradamus. I bet you these taste exactly like the first glasses because all of
Yes.
the high proof stuff that we've ever done.
Yeah, it really, really holds its own in the glass over time.
Nosferatu.
I mean, you can go vampires if you want.
What do you think? Same?
Give it a little swirl first. You get that alcohol kind of dissipate a little bit. But I poured your second glass really deep. I meant to do a lot shallower than that.
Why are you doing this to me?
You know what? You don't have to go anywhere after this, so.
I still have to go to bed. It's up a whole flight of stairs.
It's a long way.
You know, honestly, actually, I kind of feel like the saltiness is kind of tweaked up a little bit. Sweetness on the nose is kind of down a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's actually kind of the intensity's lessened.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give you that.
All the same, and you're right. I think it's a little less sweet on the nose, but that salt, caramel, oak, vanilla is still there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just all kind of dialed back a little bit.
Yeah. So I gotta say, like a lot of the other high proof stuff that we bought easily exceeds 80, 90. I think one of them was like $100.
Yeah,
$50 MSRP.
$50.
Yeah.
Secondary market, this is $200.
Yeah, I've seen people.
$150, $200.
I've seen people flip it for like way much more. So I would never pay that.
No, I would.
But for $50, man, it's a rock polisher. I'm just like I'm
Yeah.
enjoying every little caress.
The bang for your buck you get for $50.
Bang for your buck.
You like that?
Yeah.
I don't know if that can be, like, yeah, the price is what makes this really, really. I mean, the taste is great,
Yeah.
but the price is what kind of takes it over and above.
It's. I mean, a lot of times we talk about, like the experience behind like a limited bottle like this.
Yeah.
50. That's a phenomenal price for.
Oh, yeah.
For what we're experiencing now. As opposed to like other $50 bottles that we bought. We're
Yeah.
like, yeah, they're okay. But this,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, this is like.
Oh yeah.
You said it, bang for your buck, man. It's just
100%
like.
agree. Price to taste ratio is spot on.
Speaking of taste.
Speaking of taste. Yeah.
Right at the top.
Yeah, that's right back to the
Yeah.
first class.
And I feel like, I mean, so granted, I mentioned before that we really don't have other batches to compare this to,
Yeah.
but it tastes good. The intensity of those flavors is just, and it's dialed right up to 11.
Yeah. I'm still getting that. The more I've been drinking this, the more I've been getting that oak. It's creeping forward in the palate the more I drink.
Yeah, so I'll tell you, like, I'm getting a little bit more bitterness in the finish, but
Yeah.
I like it. It's not a bad bitter, like, because, like, if you remember the Willet, that bitterness is just, like, right up front.
Yeah.
And there was no redeeming.
And it rides the whole.
Yeah, there was no redemption anywhere.
Yeah. But this is, it's got so much other stuff going on to kind of balance that oak tannin flavor out.
Yeah.
Man, I really enjoy it. So I'm going to add some water since this is high proof.
That's a good call.
I think that was 2 drops.
And I don't remember seeing, I mean, because like when we had the Bookers, we read, don't add water, don't try it on the rocks, just enjoy it as it was. I don't remember seeing anything like that.
No.
I'm going over my 3 and I'm going to 5.
I went 4, so I'm going to split the difference. And I'm going to get the Buddy Holly going.
There's that sweetness again.
Yeah, it brought that sweetness right back.
Yep. I mean, granted, we've been sitting here swirling it too, so that might have something to do with
Yeah.
it. We've been aerating it.
Other than that, it kind of balanced it back to what the first class was on the nose. That's really good too.
So, I want to know. You tell me because I want to see if you're getting the same thing that I am.
I almost get a little bit more spiciness in there on the finish.
Okay, on the finish.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a little bit spicier. I got that same caramel hit, oak, cherry. It's just after that cherry, it was like, bam, here's some almost a rye type spice.
So, we've been talking about the intensity of flavors.
Yeah.
And I feel like adding 5 drops of water, all those flavors are still there. They're all at the same levels as they were, but before, it's like you were spreading them on with a steak knife, and now they've been kind of fluffed up, and you're spreading them on with a butter knife.
Ooh, okay.
If I had to,
Okay.
that's the best way I can describe it.
It makes it a little bit more soft,
Yeah, so it,
gentle,
Yeah,
rounds the edges a little bit.
there you go. Yeah, it softens the edges. It puts some chamfers on the corners. Too many times, you make a very good point, and then I have to say, here's a metaphor for exactly what you just said.
Yeah, but there could be people that are like, Red's metaphor sucked. I like Grimm's.
Comment down below. Go through our entire backlog and pick out your favorites.
My favorite, it didn't make the episode. My favorite was the hacky sack guy under the.
It made it.
Did
was
it make
there.
it?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
there. That was the Oben.
It was Oben.
Yep.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, no. I actually, so there's no major difference between the first and second glass here,
No.
but I will say I do really, really like that with a couple drops of water.
See, I think I prefer it without the water.
Yeah?
Yeah. I like being punched in the face. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, if you're into that kind of thing, I mean, I'm not here to kink shame.
Punch me and tell me you love me.
Get up here and punch me in my perfect face. Anyway, so I guess it feels like we're kind of just rolling straight into impressions here.
It does, after we did our DBZ tangent.
Yep. We've already got two because I do prefer it
Yeah, I think I prefer
with
it
a couple drops of water.
straight from the bottle, neat.
What else can we? We need at least one more takeaway.
Damn good value for the money.
You know what? Bang for your buck.
Bang for your buck.
I'm just gonna put that.
Bang for your buck. If you can get it for MSRP, if you can stand in line for 3 hours to be one of the first 5 in line, or 45 minutes to be one of the first 60 in line.
Yep.
If you can stand that, I would say, go get it for MSRP as soon as you can. I don't know if this is not one that I would go buy on the secondary market for $150.
No. No, I mean if you can find it for MSRP, 100%.
Yeah.
Don't let any of the scalpers rule the market.
I mean,
for this one.
it's $50. I could see going up to 70.
I wouldn't.
No.
No, and
Because
that's saying less about.
I only say that because that puts it in line with Booker's. Booker's being another 120
Okay, I'll agree with that.
high proof bourbon.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. The only reason, and this is not, that's saying less about the whiskey than it is about me just not wanting to spend that much.
And agreed. I think we share that same sentiment of we don't want to go over MSRP for these bottles.
Minimum effort.
So, like, my unspoken rule is, if I see it for 10% over, 15% over MSRP at a store, I'll go pick it up. I'll pick it up. But if it starts creeping up higher than that, then I'm like, I'll just go hunt for it somewhere else.
Yeah. All right. So I think we've got our points here. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, I was looking for confirmation.
Gross.
If you've ever hunted mule deer and they smell you, that's the sound they make when they smell you. It's happened to me like 200 times now, and then they book it and you don't ever get a shot. All right, so that story is based off of I'm in the desert, right? And I see this buck come over the hill, and he stops 30 yards from me. Doesn't see me, right? Get my bow, and I'm like, wind shifts. He smells me, runs off.
Like I've been sitting on this one. It sounds like you're always the buck of the joke. I got to thank my wife for that one. She gave us that one before the start of filming tonight.
I feel like the buck of the joke right now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, anyway, you're going to give me a real
Let's do it.
Okay. All right. I like that one.
It was good. It felt good. I don't know what I just kicked.
Honestly, we have a bad habit of like...
Oh, Booker's.
Yeah, we're storing too much stuff down here. If you like what you see, this is our obligatory plug. If you like what you see, comment down below, like, subscribe, check us out on Facebook, Instagram. Please join our Discord. We're having a lot of fun in there.
Yes.
With ourselves, and we would like to include people.
I do enjoy you posting food pictures.
I got that new smoker.
Yes.
I'm killing it.
Yeah,
The inaugural smoke.
Yes.
First meat.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick with first meat.
It was, Grimm's meat is out of this world. I can't even tell you that bourbon butt. Mm.
Yeah. It was super good. That's
Killer.
right. We already made the bourbon butt joke.
Yeah, well, we can call back. Because no matter how you like your whiskey, even if it's on pork butt, that's the right way.
Sure is.